The Trunchbull paused to wipe a fleck of froth from her lips. When she spoke again, her voice was suddenly softer, quieter, more friendly, and she leaned towards the boy, smiling. "You like my special chocolate cake, don't you, Bogtrotter? It's rich and delicious, isn't it, Bogtrotter?" "It's very good," the boy mumbled. The words were out before he could stop himself. "You're right," the Trunchbull said. "It is very good. Therefore, I think you should congratulate the cook. When a gentleman has a particularly good meal, Bogtrotter, he always sends his compliments to the chef. You didn't know that, did you, Bogtrotter? But those who inhabit the criminal underworld, they're not noted for their good manners." The boy remained silent. "Cook!" the Trunchbull shouted, turning her head towards the door. "Come here, cook. Bogtrotter wishes to tell you how good your chocolate cake is." The cook, who was a tall, shriveled female who looked as though all of her body juices had been dried out of her a long while ago, inside of a hot oven, walked onto the platform wearing a dirty white apron. Her entrance had clearly been arranged beforehand by the head mistress. "Now then, Bogtrotter," the Trunchbull boomed, "tell cook what you think of her chocolate cake." "It's very good," the boy mumbled. You see, now he was just beginning to wonder what all of this was leading up to. The only thing he knew for certain was that the law forbade the Trunchbull to hit him with the riding crop that she kept smacking against her thigh. That was some comfort, but not much, because the Trunchbull was totally unpredictable. One never knew what she was going to do next. "There you are, cook," the Trunchbull cried. "Bogtrotter loves your cake. He adores your cake. Do you have any more of your cake you could give him?" "I do indeed," the cook said. She seemed to have learnt her lines off by heart. "Then go and get it, and bring a knife to cut it with." The cook disappeared. Almost at once she was back again, staggering under the weight of an enormous round chocolate cake which was on a china platter. The cake was fully 18 inches in diameter, and it was covered with dark brown chocolate icing. "Put it on the table," the Trunchbull said. There was a small table centre stage with the chair behind it. The cook put the cake carefully on the table. "Sit down, Bogtrotter," the Trunchbull said. "Sit right there." The boy moved cautiously to the table and sat down. He stared at the gigantic cake. "There you are, Bogtrotter," Trunchbull said, and once again her voice became soft, persuasive, even gentle. "It's all for you, every bit of it. As you enjoyed that cake you had yesterday so very much, I ordered cook to bake you an extra large one, all for yourself." "Well, thank you," the boy said, totally bemused. "Thank cook, not me," Trunchbull said. "Thank you, cook," the boy said. The cook stood there like a shriveled bootlace, tight-lipped, implacable, disapproving. She looked as though her mouth was full of lemon juice. "Come on, then," the Trunchbull said. "Why don't you cut yourself a nice thick slice and try it?" "What, now?" the boy said, cautious. He knew there was a catch in this somewhere, but he wasn't sure where. "Can I take it home instead?" he asked. "That would be very impolite," the Trunchbull said, with a crafty grin. "You must show Cookie here how grateful you are for the trouble she's taken." The boy did not move. "Go on, get on with it," the Trunchbull said. "Cut a slice and taste it. We haven't got all day." The boy picked up the knife, and he was just about to cut into the cake when he stopped. He stared at the cake, then he looked up at the Trunchbull, then he looked up at the tall, stringy cook with her lemon-juice mouth. All of the children in the hall were watching tensely, waiting for something to happen. They felt certain it must. The Trunchbull was not a person who would give someone a whole chocolate cake to eat just out of kindness. Many of them were guessing that it had been filled with pepper or castor oil or some other nasty-tasting substance that would make the boy violently sick. It might even be arsenic, and he'd be dead in 10 seconds flat. Or perhaps it was a booby-trapped cake, and the whole entire thing would blow up the moment it was cut, taking Bruce Bogtrotter with it. No one in the school put it past the Trunchbull to do any of these things. "I don't want to eat it," the boy said. "Taste it, you little brat," the Trunchbull said. "You're insulting the cook." Very gingerly, the boy began to cut a thin slice of the vast cake. Then he levered the slice out. Then he put down the knife and took the sticky thing in his fingers and started very slowly eating it. "It's good, isn't it?" Trunchbull asked. "Very good," the boy said, chewing and swallowing. He finished the slice. "Have another," the Trunchbull said. "That's enough, actually, thank you," the boy murmured. "I said have another," the Trunchbull said. And now there was an altogether sharper edge to her voice. "Eat another slice. Do as you're told." "I don't want another slice," the boy said. Suddenly the Trunchbull exploded. "Eat!" she shouted, banging her thigh with the riding crop. "If I tell you to eat, you will eat. You wanted cake, you stole cake, and now you've got cake. What's more is you're going to eat it. You do not leave this platform, and nobody leaves this hall until you've eaten the entire cake that's sitting there right in front of you. Do I make myself clear, Bog Trotter? Do you get my meaning?"